The O'Connor Drive
on Heart FM.
One of our biggest exports is wine, and in this Western Cape is been hit hard by the fact that our wine manufacturers, makers, etc. can't export their product. A friend and an incredible human being with alongside her husband own Creation Wines, and she joins us on the line. Carolyn, how are you?
Excellent. And yourself, Brian?
All things considered, yeah, we're good. And I'm glad that you guys are safe and healthy, but obviously very distraught and upset, as one can imagine. We look at the wine industry losing over 200 million weekly on exports. Why? First of all, I mean, you might not know the answer, but do you know why we've got these rigid ban on exports during this phase of lockdown?
It's hard to understand, really, because the export of South African wine has absolutely no impact with respect to the pandemic in South Africa, as wine export, are not consumed. Wine is not consumed in South Africa if it's being exported.
Sure. Now, listen, why is it vital that we start exporting this as soon as possible? I mean, surely this can't last wherever it's standing at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty important. It's kind of vital to the survival of the South African wine industry. I'll just give you one example.
Yeah.
We have one client that we know that has 40 containers of wine waiting to go. And if it does not leave this country, the wine will be sourced from Spain instead.
And that is absolutely ludicrous. And obviously, there's been a conversation amongst, wine farm owners and the industry itself and the government. And have you had any response from government?
The problem is at the moment, I'm not sure. It's very difficult because government is being, we're being run under a state of emergency.
Yes.
But one of the problems is that, our head of police, Becky Shelley, would like to ban alcohol entirely, except for his favorite tipple, which is Johnny Walker in one of his quotes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. So that's really tricky, but I just don't understand it, because wine exports are for international consumption. There is absolutely only an advantage to the South African economy and to retention of jobs. There is no downside whatsoever.
This is what I was going to ask. I mean, how does this affect the workers, the staff, the thousands of staff that are being employed in the industry?
Yeah, I mean, there are 290,000 people, jobs on the line here.
290,000 jobs, people. That is...
Yes.
That is staggering. Now, obviously also the big link between wine and tourism, and this has such a bad effect on everything. I mean, if we don't have our wine in shelves overseas, it's another reason why people come to visit South Africa, is that they're in love with amazing wine that we export.
Yeah, it kind of works two ways, because people come to visit us. One of the great tourism activities is to go through the Cape Winelands and to visit our area in the Himalayan Ader in Amanus. And one of the tricky problems with this situation is that they then look for their favorite wines and they remember their holidays. And of course, when they can't access that, then, they will take another product, won't they?
Absolutely.
So absolutely everywhere else in the world, there is no ban on exports, and people can actually buy wine online, and they can, in most places, in most countries in the world during this pandemic, people can buy wine in retail.
Caroline, you, like the rest of the country tonight, will be waiting in anticipation with regard to the President's announcement. Are you hoping, and what, if so, are you hoping as a producer from the President this evening?
Well, we're really hoping that he opens up the export market, because we've been shut down for a few weeks now, and you can imagine getting wine onto a boat takes a while. There's going to be a big backlog, and then we actually need a couple of weeks for it to sail overseas, so we're losing market share enormously at the moment. So we hope he lifts the ban on export of wine, and we hope that he lifts the sale of wine, at least online, in South Africa, because we believe that, if people get wine delivered door to door, there's such a there's no social
interaction.
As part of that, there's no social interaction.
Absolutely.
It gets delivered to private homes, and people drink it in their private homes. And, wine is a very sophisticated product. So I kind of think that people should be able to have the freedom to decide. And, all of the wine labels carry all the messages about alcohol, responsible alcohol consumption. This is a democratic society that we live in.
Yeah.
We have a democratic constitution. We should be able to do this, and it should not be as authoritarian as it
is right now. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Listen, Caroline, it's lovely to chat to you. Wish it was in better times. Looking forward to those days of being out at your beautiful farm again with your husband and family. Send love to everyone, please, on the farm, and let's hope for good news tonight.
We can't wait to see you. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Caroline.
And I will tell the Creation Nation thank you for your support. We appreciate it enormously.
Thanks, Caroline. Bye-bye.
Moving faster than traffic with the O'Connor Drive
on Heart FM.